So, welcome back to Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Work Season 2. So, in the previous episode, we concluded Season 1 in a double episode, which I wasn't expecting, but it makes sense. It kind of concluded the season, and now we're going on to the next one. Or I guess it's a second core, but I do believe it's supposed to be Season 2. Even though, like, I've seen some people talk about it as if it's, like, just one whole season, basically Core 1, Core 2. But yeah, anyways. On my anime list, it's branded as second season, so I'm going with that. Yeah, in the previous episode, so many things happened. So first of all, we had a really happy time with Rin and Shirou going on a date. And then, you know, it was really cute. Like, even Saber was being adorable. I absolutely love those parts of Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. I think those parts are, like, what makes Unlimited Blade Works stand out so much. And I love them. I love them. But yeah, anyways, it was all good until it wasn't, when Caster, of course, showed up and she was taking them to Silent Hill, basically. She created some fog and it went south real fast because she ended up using her rule breaker to steal Saber away from Shirou, which was absolutely insane. So now Shirou's no longer a master. He basically became a liability. And also Saber is now contracted to Caster, which is not cool. But we did see that Saber can partially resist command spells, which is really cool, because I mean, maybe she can partially resist Caster and at least stall for some time, if nothing else, right? Which is gonna be useful for sure. But apart from that, Rin also said to Archer that she's gonna, you know, she wants to keep this alliance with Shirou going, and that she's gonna, you know, protect him and stuff like that. And then at the end, she was like, you know what, Shirou, you're useless. You're gonna end up dying if you keep trying. So just stay where you are. Which I guess in turn is still protecting him. But yeah, she's very quick to switch up. And you guys did say that she kind of has like two personalities, of course, like, or two mentalities. One of them being as a mage, and one of them just being as like a teenage girl, right? Rin Tosaka. So it makes sense, but still, the like frequency at which she switches up between those two personalities and the discrepancy between the two personalities is insane. Yeah, I've never seen it. I honestly can't remember any character which was written in a way that they switched up between those two, like those kind of two very opposite personalities that often, you know. And even when you think like you have this Rin personality figured out, where she's like this tsundere high schooler, she then just randomly, like in the previous episode, is really genki, really dere, and really outgoing, really, you know, not tsundere at all. So she's really interesting. She's such a multifaceted character that I can't always figure out what she's thinking and what she's gonna do next. So that's really cool. But yeah, apart from that, what else do we find out? We found out that a little bit of Caster lore, or we heard like she's a princess of something. I don't remember exactly the name. I'm sure they're gonna mention it again. I didn't look it up yet because I want to hear like them actually mention her name and stuff like that in the anime before I go into any kind of lore research. So that's how I did it with the past servants, and I'm gonna do it the same way here as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see who she actually is. What else happened? They talked about the Greater Grail, the Lesser Grail, and stuff like that with Hirei. So that was really interesting. And yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen with Shirou now. He should be pretty strong now that Archer stabilized his, you know, mana, whatever they were called, circuits. But I wonder how strong he actually is without a servant, you know, and how useful he can be, and what's gonna happen. Can he somehow reclaim a servant? Who's Shinji's servant? All of those things, I still am wondering about them. So I guess there's only one way to find out. So if you wanna watch this uncut and unblurred, it's gonna be on my Patreon down in the description. And without further ado, let's go into Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works Season 2, Episode 1. Shirou? Yeah. Also, he doesn't have any regeneration anymore. That's because no contract, right? No mana from Saber. I think that's how it works.
10年前の記憶、親父だった男の言葉。自分が初めから間違いであったとしても、この道に間違いはない。あの出来事をただの悲しい過去にしないために正義の味方になろうと思った。 誰もが幸福な時間、誰も涙しないという理想を
So he basically crafted a story for himself that he wanted to follow. Of like this ideal hero.
やるべきことは最初から決まっていた。マスターになったから戦ったんじゃない。
Yes.
自分にできることだから。やらなくてはいけないことだ。
I'm glad that he's thinking that way.
戦うと決めたんだ。
That's a nice way to think about it. To think back as why you started on something and stuff like that and not what you lost. Is Fujimura still at the Tosaka residence? I'm guessing she is. Also, Sakura's not coming to this house anymore. Bro, I could swear that there's a gem. Oh, I'm not gonna watch it. Okay, so regarding the opening, I've seen comments basically saying that it should be like everyone watched this when it first aired, so it should be fine for me to watch it. Because like any spoilers that are in it are intended to be in it and intended to be watched by the general audience. But I personally always, even without a camera here, I always avoided the openings for at least a few episodes here because I personally prefer going into an episode fully blind. It's like sometimes, like, you know, episode titles in some anime can spoil what's gonna happen in the episode, and yes, it was the intent of whoever put them there, but still I prefer just going into it as blind as possible, and that's why I always ask you guys, should I watch the, or can I watch the opening without getting spoiled or anything? And I feel like when it comes to like doing a reaction to it, I feel like it's also better if I'm as blind as possible when I watch, when I go into it. So that's why I'm gonna avoid this. I believe somewhere around episode 17 or 18 should be fine for me to watch it. So this is 13. We have a few episodes to watch. I'm just gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna listen to it. I know it's, I believe it's Outsign, right? By, not Outsign, Brave Shine by Aimer. I think. I hope it is because I love that song. So I've never seen the, obviously, the animation of the opening for it, but I've heard the song so many times. But yeah, that's just a heads up. I'm gonna listen to it without watching it. Wow. I think Brave Shine is probably my favorite Fate opening. Where are you? Time of departure. Saber? Oh, hello, ma'am. What's happening here? Why is the skirt all lifted up? Huh?
けなげなこと。いくらあなたが拒み続けても、サーバントとして作られた体は抗えない。霊樹が少しずつ侵食しているのがわかるでしょ。もう降参して素直になった方が楽じゃなくて。強情なセイバー。私、あなたみたいな娘は好きよ。
Is that
金の
okay?
小さな体も少年のような凛々しさも可愛いわ。裏切るぐらいなら死を選ぶ一途さもあるし。
Whoa! Whoa! Hello, ma'am?
そうね。自分から私のサーバントになってもらいましょう。
Whoa!
体ではなく、先に心を壊してあげる。
何をしているキャスター。
宗一郎様、なぜここに？あなたには竜道寺にいるようお願いしたはずですが。
質問
The
は
fuck?
私が先だキャスター。ここで何をしていると聞いたのだが。
Is every caster just completely fucked in the
マスター
head?
であるエミヤシローからサーバントを奪いました。寸出のところで逃がしましたが、彼はもうマスターではありません。
そうか。だがそんな指示を出した覚えはないが。
私の独断です、マスター。聖杯の器を手に入れるために教会を襲いました。管理役である神父は仕留めましたが、聖杯の行方は不明です。
帰還しなかったのは聖杯が見つからなかった。
The priest. Whoever.
状況は分かった。理由を説明 できるか。
申し訳ありません。ですがこれも全てマスターのため。私の目的はあなたを勝利させることだけです。理由などそれ以外にはありません。
そうか。
Okay.
では、ここから離れるわけにはいかんな。納得のいくまで調べるがいい。
Don't say
それ
that.
までは私もここに残ろう。
いいえ、それには及びません、マスター。聖杯の探索には時間を必要とします。竜道寺に戻られた方があなたの身は安全です。
I mean,
正論だな。だがそれでは私の目的が果たせなくなる。
宗一郎様、それは。
急げよ。なければないでいいものだ。成果は問わない。結果だけを出すがいい。
that's very disturbing. Whoa! Whoa, the battlefield!
その夢の正体に
Rin.
気がついたのだろう。それがある英雄の心象風景なのだと。
Mental landscape.
数
Okay.
多くの英霊、サーバント、その中でも別枠の守護者と呼ばれる
Oh, okay.
彼ら
Safeguard.
はあらゆる時代に召喚され、人の世の破滅を防ぐ。
Oh, so like backup. Okay.
人間の手による自滅だけを抑止する。
They're like mediators.
人々を救うために呼び出されたのに、救うより先に人間がしでかした不始末を押し付けられた。それを虚しいと思い、人の世を侮蔑するようになるまでそう回数はいらない。
Oh, that's like a gamble. Am I gonna know him?
結局死んだ後でさえ理想に裏切られ続けたんだ。
Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. So they're like mediators for like each time period. Whenever something gets too out of hand, they come in to like restore some balance or something, or stop the human race from like
体調が優れ
destruction.
ないのならば見直すか。
Also, one thing that I find really interesting is why is Suichiro, is that his name, right? Why is he suddenly so wanting to be so involved with the Holy Grail War? Because during the previous encounter that we had with him, during like the fight and projection and stuff like that, he was like, he said basically that he does not want to get involved in this war at all. He's just like, yeah, I'm a master. I have this servant. I just let the servant fight for me. Apart from that, I don't care about this war. And now he's like, yeah, I just want to get the Grail. I want to locate the Grail and stuff like that. So that's really interesting. Even though he still very much feels separate from Kester, he's way more interested and hands-on with the war, which is interesting. So he does want something to do with like the Grail. Okay. Yeah, he's starting to get way more involved. So obviously they probably, wasn't it during the previous Holy Grail War, wasn't it was it public knowledge that the Ainsburns are the vessels for the Holy Grail? I'm pretty sure Kira knew about it, but I don't know if anyone else knew about it. Actually, I don't even know, I don't remember if Kira even knew about it. I don't know if it's public knowledge or not, that's what I'm trying to say. So I don't know if it's public knowledge that probably, my presumption is that Ilya is housing the Holy Grail, even though I did say before that I don't know how the how that would work, because that would defy the entire, you know, way of them there being only one servant left when the Holy Grail appears and stuff like that, because that would mean that only she would have to be left before she would appear. So I'm not sure how the mechanics around that were gonna work. And she also is a half homunculus, half human, so there might be a bit of a difference there as well. I guess we'll find out those specifics, but yeah, my initial question, was it back during Fate Zero, nothing to do with Fate Stay Night, was it public knowledge that the Ainsburgs were vesseling the Holy Grail or not? I don't remember.
まっすぐ仕掛けることはない。
いいえ、キャスターの居場所が分かったなら決着をつけるべきよ。これ起こさないで女の子の寝顔を見てるなんて人が悪いわね。
It's letting you sleep.
誓ってそのような無礼はしていない。だが別のものは聞いたな。気に食わないだの頭にくるだの。実に物騒なささやき。
That sounds like her.
よかった。ねえ、あーちゃん。自分のやってきたことを後悔したことってある？私はできれば最後までしたくない。けど、それって難しいんですよね。 きっと私が考えている以上に。
I mean,
でき
that's
る
the
者も
dream.
いればできない者もいる。とりわけ君は前者だ。その手の人間はまず過ちなど起こさないし、自らの過ちなど考えることもない。
Okay.
鮮やかな人間というものは人より眩しいものを言う。そういった手合いにはな、
Yes.
歯を食いしばる時などないんだよ。そして君は間違いなくその手合いだ。遠坂凛は最後まであっさりと自分の道を信じられる。
Once again, repeat that line.
遠坂凛は最後まであっさりと自分の道を信じられる。
What a hype man.
じゃああなたは最後まで自分が正しいって信じられる？
いや、申し訳ないが、その質問は無意味だな。
どうしてよ？
忘れたのか、マスター。私の最後はとうの昔に終わっている。
Okay, so that's interesting because Archer isn't necessarily a person from Arthur's era. It's just a person that appeared during multiple times in history if he is that mediator or whatever.
あいつどこに行ってるんだ本当。
If I understand the
他に
concept
どう
correctly.
そんなところはくそ。ヘリ好みしてる場合じゃない。他に頼れるのは
Kirei. So was she talking about Kirei here when she said the priest? That was
監督役を襲うなんて
no,
ダ
right?
メな
No,
ことを
no,
やっ
no.
てくれちゃっ
It's a
て。
different priest.
まあキレイもそれくらいは覚悟していたでしょ。
リン、もう一度聞くが、
何？まだ気にしてるの？キャスターの相手は私がするわ。下手に近づくとあんたまで契約破りを食らいかねないから。そんなわけであなたはマスターであるクズキをお願い。
私があの男の相手をするのは構わない。
What about Saber?
魔術師ではキャスターにかなわないと分かっているのか？
安心して。勝ち目もないことは言い出さないわ。私に任せて。
I don't like that. She's speaking as if she's gonna like sacrifice herself to defeat her or something. But I don't think she will. No regrets, no
行く
regrets.
わよ。キャスターは必ずここで倒す。
Just the way that she's talking about it.
そうすればセイバーだって元に戻ってシローと契約をし直せるでしょ。
That was ominous. Okay. So is he's like an hour behind them or something?
キレイは殺したわけ？
遠坂。
Not even an hour, just a few minutes.
素直に聖杯を差し出す人間で
It was Kirei. I didn't want to say it,
いい
but
判断じゃない。それであいつの死体は確認した？
he's not dead. Oh.
それはどういう意味かしら。
別に死体を確認していないんじゃしぶとく生き延びてるって思っただけよ。
Yeah, he's
まあいいわ。
he's like a
早
cockroach.
めに済ませましょう。今回は一人
Survives everything.
気持ちよく戦える。
魔術戦で私に勝てるつもりなのかしら。
やりようによってはね。幸いセイバーの制御もまだのようだし、それにクズキ先生のことも分かってる。私のアーチャーの敵じゃないわ。行くわよ、アーチャー。
了解した。手はず通りだな、リン。
ええ。出し惜しみなし。
Oh,
絶対
fortification.
ぶっ飛びわ。
You think the gem that Shiro has is gonna come in handy?
1対1なら勝算があると。
Oh, that's sick though. She is kind of sick.
私の切り札を忘れているんじゃなくて。
Like in many meanings of the
霊
word.
樹さえ使えば今すぐにでも私の人形にしてしまえるのよ。
たとえレイジを使われても、セイバーなら耐えられるわ。それが1分か2分かは知らない。けど、それだけあれば、あなたを仕留めるのに十分よ。
Whoa, nice throw. She's a pitcher. That's sick. Okay,
まず
Flash.
はそこから引きずり下ろす。
Pop. Nice! Blink! Huh? What?
どういうつもり？
What?
あちゃ。
さて、彼女をここで倒すというのは理想論だと思ってね。逃げるだけならば彼女は当代一だ。何しろ逃亡のために実の弟すら八つ咲きにする女だ。
Oh, lore?
知ったような口を聞くのね。あなたには私の正体が分かっていて？
竜の葉をよりしろとした使い魔はコルキス王の魔術と聞く。
Colkis.
その娘王女メディアは希代の魔女と歌われたそうだ。
Princess Media. That sounds
まさかあいつ。
familiar, but I'm not sure from where. The name Princess Media?
さてキャスター、一つ尋ねる。
I don't know the story behind it, for sure.
まだ空きはあるのだろう。
The name sounds familiar, that's about it.
ちゃん。あんた。
He did talk about teaming up with Caster before.
当然よ。一人と言わず、すべてのサーバントを扱えるだけの貯蔵はあるわ。
ならば話は早い。
Is he giving this contract?
受けることにするよ、キャスター。
あの時は断ったのに。
状況が変わった。セイバーがそちらにいるのなら勝てる方につくのは当然だろう。
私は裏切り者を信用しない。
確かにな。
As well. Oh, as you should. That's crazy.
そこに信頼も忠誠もない。だがサーバントとは元からそういうものではないか。
いいでしょう。あなた一人を御し得ないようでは、私の器も知れるというもの。あなたの思惑にはまってあげましょう。
She is using rule breaker on him. That's crazy. She's stealing the contract. Yes, yes. Woo! I do love those melee powers though. They're sick. On. Projection. Nice. That's so badass. I love the yin and yang swords. They're so cool. Oh, it's still not perfect. Oh, it's because of his wound, I think, right?
そこまでのよ。
It's nothing to do with the
あ
circuits.
なたの乱入には驚いたけど、結果は変わらないわ。ここでおしまいにしてあげる。
It could be the circuits as well, though.
待てキャスター。お前の軍門に下るには一つだけ条件をつけたい。
条件ですって。
無抵抗で自由を差し出したのだ。
Let them go?
代償として
Yeah.
この場では
They're no longer masters, so...
言動の割には甘いのね、あなた。
I mean, it's still a great...
昇進の元主を切り殺すのは英霊としてどうかと。
Yeah, it's still a great offer.
裏切り者のくせによく人並みのことを言えたものね。今回は見逃してあげましょう。けれど次に目障りな真似をしたら。
当然だ。勝ち目のない戦いを挑む愚か者であれば容赦なく切り捨てられる。
行きましょう。今はあいつの言う通りよ。
Mm.
恨むのなら筋違いだぞ、リン。マスターとしてこの女が優れていただけの話だ。私は強い方を取る。
そうね。けど後悔するわよ。私は絶対に降りない。いい？キャスターを倒してあんたを取り戻す。その時になって謝っても許さないんだから。
So, okay, interesting. I did not think that was gonna happen at all, but I guess it was kind of foreshadowed when he was talking about how it would be smart to team up with Caster. Even though I don't agree with that, I can see how this was kind of foreshadowed, right? The thing is, I'm actually now really excited about the team up of Shirou and Rin, because obviously the situation looks very dire for them. I don't know how they're gonna do anything against this, but I'm excited that Shirou is not alone in this situation anymore. I feel like now that there are two of them, it's gonna be easier for them to, you know, at least hang on to something. I don't know how and what they're gonna end up doing though. They're gonna need to. I mean, Lancer is still like a third party that isn't involved in any like situation surrounding this. So I don't know if maybe Lancer's master is gonna be wanting to team up or something like that. I don't know. Also, Ilya is kind of a third party as well, because we don't know what her wishes are. So I feel like the thing is, they're gonna need to find one of the masters who's willing to, or who wants to defeat Caster, if there is one like that, and team up with them somehow. But like, I don't know. My guess would be maybe Ilya, but I guess we'll see how this pans out.
あんな無茶するからよ。ほら、いいから休み
You're
なさい。
cool, Shirou.
いや、少しでも早く家に戻ろう。俺ならそう辛くない。
あんたね、あれだけの怪我をして辛くないなんて言わないでよ。ちょっと聞いてるの？大体どうしてこんなことになってるわけ？すぐに教会がやばいってわからなかったの？
バカにすんな。それぐらい分かったぞ。
ならすぐに帰りなさい、バカ。傷も治ってないのに投影？そんなの悪化するのは当然じゃない。だって言うのに辛くないですって。もうどうかしてる。
だって遠坂の方が辛いだろ。
What a guy.
家に帰れば弱音を吐いてもいいんだから。
Oh.
信じられない。男の子に泣かされた。
遠坂って
He's hurting, Tosak. Rin.
責任取れ。
No, he's hurting. The wound. Oh.
いい？絶対に振り返らないこと。顔見たら本当に怒るから。
Oh.
あーちゃんの言う通り、手段を選ばずキャスターを倒しておけばよかった。別に愚痴を言うわけじゃないけどね。私、いつも一番大事なことばっかりしくじるのよ。2番か3番か、そういうのはさらっとできるくせに、一番大事なものは手こずるんだ。アーチャーがあっち側に行ったのも、あいつだけの責任じゃないわ。参ったな。ついさっきあんなこと言ったのに、いきなり追い詰められちゃった。ここ、何よって突っ込むところだと思うんだけど。
ああ。で、何に追い詰められたんだ？
シローがあんなこと言うから、余計失敗したなって思っちゃった。
そんなの今だけだろ。遠坂は何も反省することなんてない。
どうしてよ。こんなことになったのも私が方針を間違えたからでしょ。
それは単に失敗しただけの話だ。遠坂は間違えてなんかない。正直、俺にはお前が眩しい。俺も後悔はしない。
This guy.
自分のやってきたことが正しいって信じてる。けど、それは継ぎはぎだらけだ。でも、お前は後悔したらしたで、きっとその倍は仕返しをするタイプだ。
そういえば、どうして私を助けたの？それどうして？
とりあえず返す。これと同じペンダント。
Okay, okay, I wasn't misremembering it.
学校でランサーに殺されかけた時、
But Archer
近くに落ちてたんで
also gave her one and said
そっちにも同じ
that he picked it up. So Archer was lying.
あれ、おかしなこと
Archer was
それ
lying.
よりどうしてそれが私を助けた理由になるのよ。
そうだな。ああ、本当はただの後付けだ。白状すると、ずっと前から遠坂凛ってやつに憧れてた。で、困ったことに。
He said Akogarete. Isn't that like...
話してみたら余計好きになっちまった。
Oh! Is this a confession?
気がつけば何も考えずに飛び降りてただけだ。
考えなしに思ったこと口にしてるとどこかしらで誤解を招くんだから。
俺、本当に遠坂のこと。
Oh, it is a confession!
この大バカ。
Anta Baka? It's like Asuka. Cute! Oh! I did not expect it to be this soon.
助けてくれてありがとう。すっごく助かった。
I thought it was gonna be like end of season stuff. Whoa! This is the ending, right? I'm not gonna watch it, I'm gonna listen to it. Let's go, W! Okay, that's it, right? No after credit, of course, that's the preview. The normal preview is back. Okay, so... wait, yeah, what I was gonna say at the end with Akogarete, I thought that was like that means more so to admire. They translated it into attracted to you. That's why I was like, I didn't know whether they actually meant attract or they meant like admire you. But okay, yeah, it was actually a confession. Interesting. So that was really cute. I didn't expect it to go into actual romantic progression this fast, but it makes sense. They're both in like an equal situation, so now they're like on equal standings, and it makes them open up to one another a lot more, which is really, really cool. I really like that. As I said, I really like the fact that now they both have someone to confide with, because obviously they're in a very similar situation. So it's gonna be cool to see what they end up doing together, and like if they get some kind of help from, my guess would be Ilya, or I don't think Lancer's master, whoever it is gonna end up being of any help. Yeah, my guess would be Ilya somehow. I feel like Ilya has to play a bigger role in all of this that we don't know of yet. So, or like that we haven't seen yet. So I'm excited to see more Ilya. It's been such a long time. We've only seen like a short, was it in the previous episode or like 2 episodes ago or something? We saw like just a second of Ilya in Berserker at like her bedside, and that's it. So I want to see more of her. And I feel like we will see more of her now that the Holy Grail is becoming more of a actual like plot point in the forefront. So I'm excited to see more of that. And yeah, I wonder if they're gonna actually team up together and try to get, you know, Saber and Archer back. I don't know. Also, I feel like Archer genuinely... I don't know. He definitely isn't, you know, like the perfectly good guy. I wouldn't say that he's like, everything that he does is for the sake of like our side, if you will, you know, Shirorin, humanity, whatever you want to call our side. But yeah, our side. I feel like he definitely has some traits that are very against that. But I do think at the end of the day, he cares about Rin and cares about her safety, which we saw like with this deal being like one of the obviously requirements for the deal was to let them go and let them be free, or let them, yeah, well, protect them. So that's interesting. Also, Princess Media, they said that, right? I think. I feel like it's one of the names that it sounds familiar. I could be wrong, honestly. I could be mixing it up with another name, and maybe I don't remember this name at all. It sounds like there's just a detail about this name that's at the tip of my tongue that I can't remember. But yeah, as I said, I don't know, and definitely don't know any of the history surrounding it. At least not like purely by the name. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. Is it safe for me to look up her story, or like the actual story of Princess Media, or should I wait a bit longer when it comes to like the anime? Because if any other details are gonna be, you know, are gonna be unveiled in the anime, then I would prefer to wait a bit more. But if it's safe for me to just look it up, then I will before the next episode, I guess, probably, or maybe after the next episode. I'm not sure yet, whenever I have a few minutes to spare. But yeah, apart from that, it was an absolutely crazy episode. I really like the start of the season. I feel like it's gonna be really, really good. I really like how, as I said, how they seem to finally have a duo where they're like on equal footing. Also, Archer always was the disapproving parent, you know. He was always like, Rin, you shouldn't be hanging out with Shiro. He's not he's a bad influence. Well, he didn't necessarily say that, but like, you know, he was giving off those kind of vibes. And now they're finally alone and they can, you know, bond a bit more. So that's going to be great to see, even if the reason that they're alone isn't fantastic. It's going to be great to see them bonding like this. And I wonder, I'm going to guess that this is about it that we're going to be getting for romantic development. From here, we're going to be seeing them be maybe a bit silly and stuff like that with each other, but like nothing major. But that's going to be cool to see still. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where the series goes. No idea. From me. Also, I wonder, I'm guessing Kira is like alive. As I said, he's like a cockroach. He's resilient. You can't kill him. We still need to see more about Shinji, more about Gilgamesh, more about Sakura. So those are all of the things that I'm still wondering about. Obviously, Lancer and his master. I guess we'll see as we watch. Anyways, I'm gonna end this one here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.